Hi, everybody. Welcome to TADTalk. Look at his face behind me. You'll see on the other one above Nick, he's about to chop his head off with an axe somewhere. Like, oh, you can't see the axe. Well, you will in a bit. Oh, no, there it is, yeah. Our guest is a very, very talented and funny man. Check out this video with Ivan Pecel.
Ivan Pecel.
Guy's funny. Wait till you see him live. He's amazing. Welcome to the show, our special guest, Ivan Pecel. Ivan, how are you?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I hope my parole officer doesn't see your backdrop there. It looks pretty dangerous.
Now, be honest. Would you rather be on TADTalk or the David Letterman show?
Truthfully, TADTalk. This has been a dream come true, and luckily I shoot low, so not many. All my aspirations died back in March. So,
yeah. Here we are.
Perfect. Yeah.
This is the first rung on the ladder in September. Well, we start off TADTalk as we always do with one of Nick's random questions. It's all yours.
All right, random question for today. If you could step into the world of one movie or franchise, which one would it be?
Oh, man. Good question. One movie franchise. Probably, I wish I had a funnier answer for this, but the movie Rad from 1986 starring Lori Loughlin and Bill Allen, the BMX movie. I actually got my degree in film production
Nice.
back from Cal State Northridge in 2003. So I'm a bit of a movie buff, and it's my opinion, fact really, that Rad is the greatest movie in cinematic history. I would go to the city of Cochrane, and I would be a part of the Rad universe, seeing a man for the first time do a backflip on a BMX bicycle. I think that would be great.
Right,
I
Ivan.
also not know how to ride a bike, so I think that would be also very
Now,
cool.
Rad, was that just R-A-D?
R-A-D, yeah.
Okay, Rad movie, IMDb. I'm going to see if it's in the top 10, okay?
It's, you can't trust the internet, really, so pay no attention to what that says. But
It was actually 1986.
that's right.
And on IMDb, it has a rating of minus... oh, no. Has a rating of 7 on IMDb.
That's not too bad.
Seven's, pretty good.
No, it's pretty shitty, to be honest.
Not out of 100. It's in certain circles, the circles that I run out, we go for a C is what we shoot for, and that's right where it is.
So here's a question. Go ahead, yeah.
Do you know what the top-rated movie is on IMDb?
I assume it's something with Adam Sandler.
I'm trying to find it.
Bedtime stories. Flintstones, Viva Rock Vegas.
That's it. That's the one.
I'm actually,
Son of the Mask.
I'm actually.
Hey, Jimmy Kennedy's a saint.
Yes, he is.
Here's the top 10 movies in history, according to IMDb. Rad is not in them, I'm
Go
afraid.
from number 10, 10 to 1.
Okay, well, I'm going to write a letter.
So what I'd like you to give us, without any time thinking about it, your marks out of 10 for these movies. In 10th place, Fight Club.
Okay, I can see that. Tyler Durden.
Yeah.
How many out of 10?
How many would I give that out
Yeah.
of 10? I would give it a 7. I like it, but
Okay.
I would give it a
Ivan,
7.
how many?
I would give that a good 9.
9,
good
okay.
thinking movie, great soundtrack. The Pixies, "Where Is My Mind," with the city blowing up. It's I assume that's going to be a documentary coming up pretty soon. That's the way this world's going, but it was great.
9th, Inception.
Okay, Leo, right? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Never heard of him. Next,
I'd give that an 8.
You give that an 8.
Love that
Number
movie.
8, 12 Angry Men, the original.
one of my favorite movies of all time, shot in a single room.
Yeah.
A perfect example of how storytelling can, carry an entire movie.
Absolutely right.
My 9-year-old boys hated it, but I liked it.
I loved it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you joking?
No, I've
you
never
have to
seen
see
So
it.
you should go right now.
It's just shot in
Okay.
one room.
All right, bye.
It's one room that maybe got 3 cameras in there, and that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. Number 7, Schindler's List.
Oh,
Funny story. So, directed by up-and-coming director Steven Spielberg. So he never actually went to film school. Never got a degree. But years into him becoming, like the world's foremost director, he went to I believe it was either USC or UCLA Film School. And for his senior film project, he turned in Schindler's List.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. He
Wow.
got a B plus.
Number 6, Pulp Fiction.
Great movie. Fantastic movie.
You know what? I've never seen it.
Okay, well, you guys have some homework to do.
Yeah, I've never.
I give that an 8.
I've never.
That's a great
seen it.
one.
Number 5, The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand those movies.
I just don't like New Zealanders, so I can't watch it.
Number 4, The Godfather Part 2.
Never heard of it.
Number 3, The Dark Knight.
Really?
Heath
Look,
Ledger.
I am a huge comic book nerd. Huge comic book nerd, and I love everything comics, and I love I'm very easy to impress. But for a top 10 movie of all time, I'm gonna have to
Question
have to
that.
disagree.
Yeah, that's there, and then number 2 is The Godfather.
Okay.
Godfather is one of my least favorite movies of all time.
Is it really?
I can't stand it. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
It's not a throw on. I'm just going to put The Godfather on while I'm doing stuff. I mean, you got to sit down and be emotionally prepared for it.
Yeah. Number 1, The Shawshank Redemption.
My very first acting agent I ever got in college. We had to do a comedy monologue and a dramatic monologue, and I did Morgan Freeman's monologue from that movie to get my acting agent. His dramatic one about I'm the guy who could get it for you.
Nice.
Really?
The reason I did that is because people always mistake me for Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the freckles, yeah?
It is and I married my granddaughter. Moving on.
It's something really interesting. Of those top 5, The Dark Knight grossed 535 million. The 5th, Lord of the Rings, grossed 377 million. The Godfather grossed 134. The Godfather 2 grossed 57, and the number 1 movie only grossed 28 million.
Right. Well, 12 Angry Men probably made $37, but today that's about the Dark Knight's got one bad review, and it's from Michael Keaton.
Well, anyone watching will know why Ivan Pecel is one of the funniest guys out there. But he juggles for a living. And I've got a serious question about juggling, Ivan. I've got some not-serious ones, too. But obviously, and we've seen your Facebook stuff, it's going to take some serious keeping in shape. to be able to maintain those skills. Is that right?
Yeah, it definitely helps. Physical fitness has always been a staple of my life. I actually enjoy going to the gym and working out. And it does, with my persona and everything on stage, it definitely fits my character. It has been hard during quarantine as, the gyms aren't open. So it's, I feel like when I set my mind to something, I'm very disciplined with it. And I have had a rough time maintaining physical activity, I would guess. Like I was like, no matter what, like if I had a flight at 9 a.m, I would get up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym. Now I'm just like, let's take a nap. I still try to eat well and do certain things, but as far as that's been the hardest part, honestly, is not being able to go to the gym and have that release.
And are the gyms still closed?
Yeah, well, in California they are. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
I can see one from my house just sitting there taunting me.
And this is intriguing. I'm going to stay a little serious for a while, but you are one of the funniest people that we've seen on stage. I'm not just saying that because you're on this show. I really mean it. That's aside from the juggling.
And because you get 20% of my paycheck. But
yeah, there's that too. But you're extremely funny without the juggling. And the juggling, you're extremely talented. So we've got you see lots of jugglers out there who are talented and funny, but I don't know, you seem to have both these skills to the extreme high. Was there a moment when you knew that those were going to collide and you had both aspects, or did you have to work harder at one than the other?
Well, let's see. Luckily, I started juggling when I was 10 years old, and this is, I'm 39 years old. So this is way pre-internet, anything like that. So I never saw a comedy juggler. I didn't even know that was a thing. Anytime I saw a juggler, it would be somebody on TV as part of a variety show or a circus type thing. And I was always intrigued by the art of juggling. I loved juggling. And when I was I would say early in high school, maybe around 8th or 9th grade, I saw a guy who you may know, Mark Neiser, and he was the first guy I saw that did a comedy juggling show. And I saw him at a performing arts center near my house. Mm-hmm. And I remember just being speechless. This is a thing. Oh my God! I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know it could be a thing. And so luckily, early on in LA. Los Angeles, it was for whatever reason the hub of comedy juggling. All the Raspini brothers, Passing Zone, Jason Garfield, who you guys work with, Mark Neiser, Bryson Lang, all these people lived right in LA. And so when I was young, I met all these people, and there's they have juggling clubs around the country, believe it or not. And we would all, congregate Thursday nights at LA Valley College. And I was able to meet these guys. And in a way, they were just hey, you're a great juggler. If you want to do this for a living, you better be funny. Nobody, and that's the truth of it, is that, the tagline that I use is making juggling tolerable, because it's people can take about 7-8 minutes of juggling before they're I get it, you throw and catch stuff. What else do you do? And so it was very early on that I realized, okay, I got to combine these two things, and that's how you make a living. I'm not going to join Cirque du Soleil. I'm not going to wear a leotard on stage, anyways. And do that kind of thing. So for me, anyway, the comedy aspect, that's what keeps this fresh. That's what keeps this fun. I feel like the juggling is a tool that I use now to get my show across, get my message across, or that's the way you are engaging with them. And that's what makes it fun for me is the comedy aspect of it. Yeah,
it's funny stuff. I can't juggle. I can juggle things on a desk and in a computer, but I can't juggle things in my hands.
Any more than that is just a real cry for help anyway, Terry. So, yeah. But I got to be honest, man. I've, the juggling thing, I've been doing this for, professionally now for 20 years. And I'm a little tired of it. I'm jaded. And I've taken a different direction. And me and a couple of your other TAD acts, good friends of mine, Eric Buss, Nat Marcy, Keith Heitch, we've been working real hard in secret. Since March, and I want to take this opportunity right now to debut our new project. and we are okay? This is the debut. Okay, we are ABBA Fabber. It's completely original idea that we have. Of course, you got me and Eric and Heath and Matt, and we are the world's foremost ABBA tribute group. And what makes us different than other groups is that we do absolutely no ABBA music. We're a mariachi band, and we sing in English. So we're open for bookings. 2022 and 2021 is filled up with mainly mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs, and your bots, of course. So. And then once Matt recovers from leukemia, then we'll be ready to go. And everybody's on board. Eric didn't have to get the sex change, but he opted for it just for the and so we're going. So.
We already have Carnival on the line.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I have to take a break. After the break, we're going to find out more about the aspirations of ABBA Fabber. Fabber.
So there are groups that are ABBA Fab. We are ABBA Fabber. We're a little bit more fab than your average ABBA Fab. So
we'll be back after the break with more Ivan Pecel. Don't go away.
Life is a journey, and everybody's going somewhere. Why wait for the fun to start when you reach your destination? With TAD Travel, the fun starts the moment you leave your door, wherever you're going. And however you want to get there, we've got it covered. TAD Travel. We're going places. Are you coming with us?
Oh boy, you should have been a fly on the wall in that break. ABBA Fabber, that's incredible. So Fabber.
Yeah.
Fabber.
It's a little bit extra.
Yeah. I want to ask you. So with ABBA Fabber. Fabber.
Yeah.
Did four incredibly talented people there on their own, was there a fight at all about who would take the iconic female roles, Ivan?
No, not really. I mean, it was pretty obvious that it would be Heath and Eric. I'll leave it at that. Pretty obvious, yeah.
Who was the brainchild? Who came to who and said, you know what? Let's throw this completely new idea together.
Original. Well, we all owed each other a bunch of money, so we just figured this is the best way to, start fresh.
And we want to obviously promote it. So, how many gigs do you already have in the books, and where can we find it?
Let's see. Most of them are private galas, and like I said, your mitzvahs and stuff. We're booked. Like I said, up through. Let's see. Well, there's no actual bookings yet. Okay, so there's a lot on the. There's irons in the fire, and I'm not we don't need to talk business right now. We can do this in contracts.
Actually, just hold on a second. I have yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we love working with your cruise line. What is it you're looking for? A mariachi tribute to ABBA that's funny. No, we have a mariachi tribute to ABBA, but they're not very funny. Okay, thank you.
Nor do they do ABBA music.
Nor do they do ABBA music.
No, but ironically, our roadie's name is Fernando. So I don't know.
Oh boy, where was I going with this before?
I have no clue.
I have no clue either. So Ivan, during the lockdown, we saw some very interesting virtual shows and little videos, but one of the best I ever saw was one of you throwing your kids on the bed.
Right, that wasn't supposed to be filmed. Yeah, so during quarantine, everybody kind of went a little nuts and was looking for stuff to do. So I did a series of quarantine juggling challenges where people on my Facebook fan page or Instagram or whatever would type in challenges. I had a really talented drummer buddy of mine, Chris Morstead, that I went to high school with, that was like, juggle while drumming. So I did one like that. My lawyer was like, do something with wine, like juggle wine. And so I did a thing with like a wine bottle. And somebody else was like, juggle your kids. So I did a thing where I, toss my kids around. And it was fun. And actually, CBS got wind of those videos. And a couple weeks ago, I was on the CBS show. It's called like #Greatest At Home Videos, and it's hosted by Cedric the Entertainer. Yeah. And they used one of my clips where I was skateboarding and juggling, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, brilliant. Have you seen the one with the kids throwing the kids on the bed?
So funny.
What's up, everyone? Ivan Pecel here with another edition of Quarantine Juggling Challenge. Now, I've gotten a lot of really unique requests lately, but I think one of the craziest ones, and I think it was a joke, but somebody asked if I could juggle my kids. Well, crazy times we're living in, everyone. I'm going to give it a try. Let's check it out.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
Good job, everybody.
I love how your kids are just like they're used to it now. They just go along with it.
They don't. I mean, it's so funny. It's like everything that like you like seems like it skips a generation with your kids. You know, they couldn't care less that I. One of my favorite videos, and it's somewhere on my page. The three of them are sitting there and they're looking at the same iPad. And I jump in frame, and I do all this juggling stuff, right? Like the most amazing trick. And I'm just like, huh? And they don't even look up at me. And I'm just like, oh, all right. You know, that's how it is.
Is there a juggling trick or skill you've tried and never quite been able to accomplish, or something out there you'd love to accomplish?
You know, like nowadays, it's like I want to say the love of the actual art of juggling is gone. Because it's not, but I'm not practicing 8 hours a day like I used to. I mean, before I did all the juggling championships and stuff, like it really was 6 to 8 hours every day of disciplined practice. Like that was my thing. And you know, not that I'm old, but I mean, you know, my shoulders hurt and I always joke that I'm the most out of shape, in shape guy in the world. You know, because it's like I'll be limping. Like, what happened? I'm like, well, I sneezed, you know, and it's tough. So I spend the time now thinking of ideas and coming up with more, you know, comedy bits for the show. Because at this point, nobody's going to care if I can juggle one more ball or I can do, you know, something else.
It's interesting you say that. You know, you go to see jugglers a lot on the cruise ships a lot, and I know you're in the comedy circuit, in the college circuit. But I think for me, when you go to see a juggler or a comedy magician, what you're really looking for is someone that will engage you so much that a 45-minute show feels like 20, because it was just so engaging, you know?
You know, like the thing is you can make anything entertaining. When you're watching an entertainer or performer, be it a singer, an actor, or whatever, it's like you want to like the person that's on stage, regardless of what they're doing. I mean, if somebody was engaging and entertaining, you could watch them weave a basket for 45 minutes. And if you like the person, that's all that matters. You know, so again, I feel like juggling is just the skill, the tool that I have to get my, you know, personality across to the audience.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, 2020 notwithstanding, where do you see the future? Was that?
Sorry, Carol. Ha! Sorry, go ahead.
Where do you see the future of Ivan Pecel? And I'm talking like 10 or 20 years in terms of entertaining.
Okay, so early on in this, I was very optimistic, and I'm like, this is going to blow over. This is, you know, we're going to go back to normal. 6-7 months later, it still kind of hasn't, and you're like, all right, now what? You know, so I have been pushing the digital shows quite a bit. I've got like 6 or 7 this month, which is great. Luckily, I have a big enough area. I have a backdrop back here that curtains, obviously not set up like you guys have with LED screens and stuff. but it works, and so I've done like 4 full college shows. I've done a bunch of benefits. I have a corporate event in next week from today that I'm doing in here, and it's a different ball game, and at first my mentality was kind of like, I'm not gonna put all this effort into completely revamping my show. I mean, it's a lot of work. One of the things I'm amazed most with is when a comedian can come out with a new hour of material. Like George Carlin, the fact that man had 31-hour specials, like people don't realize, like that's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this for like 25 years, and I've got a 90-minute show.
Yeah.
If somebody was like, do 2.5 hours, you'd be like, oh my God, let alone every single year coming up with brand new material. So, essentially, I'm doing the same show, but of course there are different bits. There's a whole thing on like you and us right now. We're interacting. When you're doing a show virtually, you're doing comedy, and there is no reaction. And any entertainer, like you have the built-in reaction moments in your show. Like people are going to laugh here. Pause for a minute. This is your timing. Or people always react here, so now my line that I say next is responding to there's no fucking response. So like,
wow.
It's a whole different ball game, really.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And who knows? You touched on it. At the beginning, we all thought we'll get through it. It won't be a long time. And I think we're at the point now where we're very very fragile because
That's right.
because we don't know where we are, and I think that's even worse than knowing where we're going to be. Where hopefully we'll know in a few months, but this uncertain time is it's tough. People are going through mental struggles because of it, and people that have been in our industry for 20, 30 years, driving Uber vans and working in fast food restaurants, thinking that's what we're going to do.
I mean, everybody's lost, and it's like, as far as entertainers, I think we're a unique group, in that like this is who we are.
Yeah.
It's not like I have an office job where I'm managing property or something. Like me being an entertainer, like this is me. Like this is my outlet. This is an extension of my personality. So in a way, it's like I can't be me.
Yeah.
Plus I slept in my bed 2 weeks straight, which is abnormal. Like that's never happened.
Yeah, it's interesting, and there's a lot of desperation going around, and I guess someone put it to me that art, covering a wide thing, is like the icing on the cake of our lives. We can get through our life. Do we need it? No, but we're all going to get bored of cake if we don't have icing on it very quickly.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so there's got to be a way where we come back sooner or later. I think probably the most pertinent question of the whole interview is, apart from Ivan Pecel, the solo entertainer, how do you envisage the immediate future of Abba Faber?
It's going to be fabulous. I think it's going to be revolutionary.
Well, we can't wait to get that up on our website, assuming that you'll allow TAD management to represent you.
I've already made a homepage spread for you guys. I'll right after the meeting here.
Perfect. Thanks so much for being on the show, Ivan. This is a blast. How's the wife and kids, by the way? How is everybody?
Everybody's good. My boy, twin boy, is 9 years old. My boy broke his arm last week in kind of a freak hamster wheel accident, and so we've been dealing with that. But he's a trooper. He's all good. But other than that, everybody's good.
Good.
And just everybody, just remember, just pray for Matt Marcy that he gets better. This sweet boy right here.
Thanks. This was great, wasn't it?
It's awesome.
What a blast. Ivan, thanks a lot. Everyone watching TAD Talk, thank you so much. We will see you on the next, probably not as funny episode of TAD Talk. See you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.